So she doesn't have a heart attack when the doors open.
1, 2, 3. Happy, beautiful, happy. You're the only one in us that we adore. So let me tribute in your honor. We'll be singing all your praises evermore. Happy, beautiful, happy. You're the only one that our foundation calls. So let me tribute in your honor. All the most we say that you and I.
of the Dover Foundation, Kathy Weld. The Dover Foundation is a volunteer organization that is 68 years old, and Kathy Weld has been involved for 47 years. Because tonight is not about a retirement, but rather about telling the story about how Kathy has become the heart of the Dover Foundation. This story begins out west in California, where Kathy was born and raised. She was the eldest of 6 children, and they all took piano lessons. The piano teacher would arrive on Friday and more or less just stay on. There were 2 grand pianos in the house at opposite ends. While one was taking lessons, somebody else was practicing. Come to think of it, somebody was always practicing. Kathy's time to practice was early in the morning. Her parents loved to wake up to the sounds of Kathy playing classical music. At age 9, Kathy had to make a big decision, because not only did she enjoy playing the piano, but she also liked to ice skate, and she had visions of the ice follies. And aren't we all glad that Kathy chose the piano? Otherwise, we might not be here tonight. We could have been at Channing Pond this winter shoveling snow. In addition to piano and ice skating, Kathy also liked to spend time in the kitchen. And by the time she was 14, she was a pretty good little cook. But piano was her first love. She practiced and practiced. She got better and better. And pretty soon, it's time to go east to Wellesley College. Kathy was a musical purist at Wellesley College, meaning that there was no Rodgers and Hammerstein, there was no Cole Porter, and there certainly was no Boogie Woogie. No, Kathy's Wellesley College professors would have been scandalized had they thought she was slumming it with Broadway repertoire. No, that would come later, due to the influence of the Dover Foundation. At the end of her sophomore year, Kathy decided to get a summer job on Cape Cod. She went to work for a family in Katomet as their cook. And the name of that family was Weld. Indeed. In 1968, Kathy graduated from college, and the newlyweds, Mr. and Mrs. Walter Weld, moved to Dover, Massachusetts. And Kathy wasted no time getting involved in her new hometown. In the fall of 1968, the Dover Foundation put on a play called Beekman Place, and Kathy volunteered to be on the program committee. And thus began a relationship that has lasted almost 50 years. Over the next few years, she worked on the program committee, on the hospitality committee, and then in 1972, someone said, "You know that young mother with the red hair? The one with the great organizational skills and who's such a good cook? Well, did you know that she can also play the piano? And she's very, very good at it." So in 1972, Kathy made her debut as a pianist for the musical Carousel. In 1975, she was also the pianist for The King and I, along with co-producing it with Paul Horowitz. It was the largest cast musical the Dover Foundation had ever done. But it was in 1984 that Kathy had her real breakout year with the foundation. Gold in the Hills, or My Dead Sister's Secret. Kathy made her on-stage debut. She was cast in the role of Toots. Now, there was some talk that year that perhaps there was a little bit of typecasting going on. Because you see, Toots was a vivacious, red-headed piano player. But nevertheless, Kathy performed to rave reviews and a standing ovation. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Toots. Kathy was having so much fun with the Dover Foundation that she went home that year and said to Wally, "Wally, this is a really fun group. You ought to think about getting involved too." And Wally, the ever-supportive husband, did just that. And pretty soon, Wally is president of the Dover Foundation. Through the 80s and the 90s into the new millennium, Kathy continued to play the piano for all of the musicals. In fact, since 1972, Kathy has only missed 2 musicals. The first was the year after the twins were born, and she had 3 boys under the age of 3. The second was in 2004, when one of the boys graduated from law school. Being the pianist for a Dover Foundation musical isn't just about playing the piano for all the shows. Oh no, it's all the rehearsals. The months and months and months of rehearsals. And then, of course, there are all the auditions. Can you just imagine how many auditions Kathy has played for? Can you imagine how many auditions she's had to be a witness to? Well, tonight we have dug deep into the archives of the Dover Foundation and unearthed some of the most unforgettable auditions of all times. Dover Foundation's most memorable auditions.
Good evening, esteemed audition committee members. We are here to audition for the Dover Foundation musical. My name is Magnolia.
I am Iris.
I'm Daisy.
I'm Pansy. I'm Chrysanthemum.
And I am Marigold. We are the Sopranos.
Where is Hyacinth?
At the last minute, she jetted off to Paris.
Paris? Whatever for? It's all in Dover.
I know.
It's really quite outrageous.
Well, that's Hyacinth.
Well, whatever will we do without her?
We'll do just fine. I will sing her part, and so will I. No, I will. We have read the instruction sheet and are prepared to attend all the rehearsals. There's just one thing that does not apply to us. Callbacks. No.
Outrageous. We don't do callbacks.
Heavens, no! We have never done callbacks. We are in every show. You can do a show without us. Callbacks? Absolutely not. Sopranos, are we ready to sing? Mrs. Weld, you have our music. It is written in the key of G, but we will be singing it in the key of G flat. You don't mind transposing it, do you?
Of course she doesn't.
Till
Dover diva. And Kathy has worked with them all. In fact, if one goes to Google Earth and zooms down to 29 Main Street, there is a discernible path to the front door into the house around the grand piano. For this has been the site of many, many practice sessions. Soloists, duets, quartets, trios, they all came so that Kathy could help them hammer out the notes, count out the rhythms, engaging and drilling, trying to get it right. One year, Kathy even received a musical emergency phone call the day of auditions. Kathy, auditions are tonight. Can we come over? We need help. Help! We need help.
Good evening. We are the Altos. Holly, Ivy, Poppy, Lily, Peony, and I am Myrtle. We are here to audition for the Dover Foundation musical. We are all auditioning together because we all sing alto. Yes, and we all live on Center Street. We all have the same favorite color, pews. We have read all the information, and we can attend all the rehearsals, including callbacks. We have just one request. Please, can we stand next to the tenors and basses? Yes, we absolutely have to stand next to the men. Because we cannot stand next to the sopranos. Oh, no, we cannot stand next to the sopranos. They sing too loud. They sing too high. They make up harmonies. Things like discants. Oh no, we cannot stand next to the sopranos. Mrs. Weld, thank you for rehearsing with us this afternoon. Thank you. You gave us confidence. You encouraged us. You helped us hear our parts. You helped us find the right notes. And you helped us to forget the sopranos. Altos, we are ready. Mrs. Weld, you have our music, and we will sing in the key written. Focus on Kathy Weld, and somehow
grottos of Center Street. Most unforgettable. Dover Foundation auditions have always been an exciting time because for years we would only do musicals every other year. And sometimes you hadn't seen anybody since 2 years ago. So it was nice to see old friends. But of course then there was also the buzz about the new girl in town. Did you hear? There's a new girl in town and they say she has a beautiful voice. Karen Hallowell sold her a house. Karen's bringing her to auditions tonight. Well, one year there was more than one new girl in town.
Well, hello. We're here to audition for the Dover Foundation musical. I'm Portia.
And I'm Patience. I'm Pandora. And I'm Penelope. I'm Priscilla. And I am Prudence. We are all sisters. Well, not just sisters. We are sextuplets. And we all just moved here to Dover from Georgia. And we all sing soprano. But we are not just sopranos. We are dramatic, lyric coloraturas.
Men musicals.
Now, we don't want to brag, but we do have some special other talents.
Well, Portia, she is a ventriloquist with 2 dummies. And Patience here, she can twirl 3 fire batons.
Pandora can yodel for 38 seconds straight. And Penelope here, she can do 162 hula hoop rotations in 1 minute. And our beloved Priscilla, she knows 248 different bird calls, including the northern Maine moose.
Prudence, y'all. Prudence can do cartwheels while playing Ina-Gara-Devita on her harmonica.
We are very excited to be auditioning tonight, and we are so impressed with the number of men on the auditioning committee, aren't we, sisters?
We are all available for rehearsals,
Including callbacks.
and we do it in any key. Well, sisters, y'all ready?
Absolutely.
Miss Kathy, whenever you're ready. Thank y'all.
Dover, Massachusetts was the place where Kathy landed with a Wally and her voice to settle down. She took a shot to projects and then to the town of Dover. She became a piano teacher of renown. If you'd like to have a logical explanation, how she got to be the heart of the Dover Foundation, we can say without a moment of hesitation, there's just Kathy, a piano supreme. Kathy Weld, oh Kathy Weld, oh Kathy Weld, oh yes, she's not Giselle, Taylor Swift, Michelle, or me. But Kathy Weld, oh Kathy Weld, oh Kathy Weld, oh yes, she's just the greatest queen of the keys. And wherever the sextuplets would go, the men were sure to follow. There never could be a Dover Foundation musical without the men.
We are the Scottish Drinking Men's Club. Why, Splendid, Johnny Walker, Aldo, McTavish, McCarran, Mackenzie, Dewar, Shibboff, Glenn, Fidget, Dunhill, Cunning, Jay, we are here to audition for the Dover Foundation chieftain. He was here a minute ago.
Here he comes. We've been waiting for you.
What took you so long? I've been admiring the sexy Tupperware lady.
We've just come over from our bi-weekly lodge meeting down to the Legion.
The Scottish Drinking Men Club Lodge meeting.
And sure, it's a long way from over to the Legion, and we'd be in need of some refreshment.
Oh, my! Other attention, particularly the note written at the bottom. Oh, my!
It said that after every rehearsal, there'd be a tailgate party in the parking lot.
Oh, my! And it was signed by a Denny Down, so we knew it to be true.
So here we are, come to audition for this grand musical.
Will there be a rehearsal tonight, do you think?
Ah, no. We brought our own music, but before we sing, we have a few questions.
All right. We'd like to know, who will we be standing next to on the stage?
What difference does it make who we stand next to?
Well, I, for one, don't want to be standing next to the loud ones. All right. And the ones with the buttons on their heads. They scare me.
But did you see the lasses in the red dresses?
I think it is decided that we'd all be liking to be standing next to the lasses in the red dresses. And we promise to come to every rehearsal. Won't we, lads? Every rehearsal. And we'll even come to the callbacks, won't we, lads?
Do you think we'll have a rehearsal after the callbacks?
Let's go on with it then. Let's do some singing. Oh, this is well. Surprises. Play any key you've a mind to. These songs are a very, very versatile lot. Hey, lads? Oh, 47 years after Dallas is shine. All those years never paid a dime. That smile, red hair, so fine, oh, it's a chief so lovely. Works on the plays, rehearsals in the pit. She's the reason we keep our wit. Those eyes so blue, they shine, oh, it's she's so lovely. Oh, how lucky we are to have her in our thespian lives. Loving, caring comrade love, teacher, friend, and wife, so we gather this very night. Oh, we've brought you some delight. The plans, the skits, the songs, oh, what you so lovely, 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 lovely. Boys that like to blend over into fur, and she teaches piano to watch and play. And she teaches the Bible, class, boys, and women
sat down to the piano, it was to play for us, to support us. But every once in a while, Kathy would sit down to perform for us. And on these rare occasions, we were always left in awe. Well, tonight we have a video of one of those rare occasions. But there are two notes that need to be made about the video. The first is that it is proof positive that Kathy did indeed have red hair. The second is that we've come a long way in video productions in 26 years. And although the sound is crystal clear, the picture is not. So I invite you, when the picture becomes a little distracting, just close your eyes and listen. Just listen, for what you will hear is pure perfection. Cabaret 1989.
And as the backstage for all of us, Kathy Weld is going to do a song I'm not going to say quite yet because she says tell them it's the third and last time.
Is how Kathy has become the heart of the Dover Foundation.
I think she needs another lesson.
Over the years, Kathy, we've had to share you with the rest of Dover. School committee, warrant committee, Dover Selectmen, Carroll Community Center Committee, and that's only to name a few. And yet somehow you always found time for us, your Dover Foundation pals. Directors, conductors, choreographers, producers, they all came and went, Kathy, but you stayed. You were our constant. In our lifetime, I doubt whether we will ever see anyone give the kind of commitment that you have to this organization. You set the bar very, very high for all of us to do more and to do it better. You are an inspiration to us, and thus you have become the heart of this organization. We sincerely hope that tonight, through our presence here, the skits, the songs, that we've been able to convey to you just how much you mean to us and how appreciative we are of everything that you have done and continue to do for us. And so tonight, Kathy, it really comes down to two simple, heartfelt words. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Glenn Williamson. I'm the current president of the Dover Foundation. On behalf of the board of directors and the entire foundation, I have the pleasure of presenting Kathy with the Dover Foundation Cornerstone Award here tonight. The Cornerstone Award recognizes a person whose contributions have been crucial, in this case I might add instrumental, to the success of the Dover Foundation, furthering its mission of bringing community spirit and community service to the Dover area. This is a very special award. In the entire 68-year history of the Dover Foundation, the Cornerstone Award has been presented only twice before tonight. As implied by tonight's skits and songs, Kathy has for many years been not only the cornerstone of the Dover Foundation, but also part of the very bedrock supporting the foundation and the whole community. I personally look forward to having fun working with Kathy over many Dover Foundation productions yet to come.
Hear, hear!
And so, Kathy, I am honored to have the pleasure and the privilege of presenting you with this Cornerstone, Dover Foundation Cornerstone Award here tonight. Thank you very much.
What can I say except I'm overwhelmed and I thank you, and my time with the Dover Foundation has been one of the happiest times. I have had so much fun over these years working with each and every one of you, and people that couldn't be here this evening and people that have gone to other parts and whatever. It's just been the best, so rewarding, and I've loved it. So I can't get over this. We're doing all winter and writing songs and practicing, and I didn't get to be a part of it.
But wait, there's more, Kathy. Being a conductor, we also have to say something, and a former, and also Mom being former musical director, and for all the musicians and the orchestras that have played alongside you, we had to say something. So, first of all, Kathy, you're so easy to work with, and always you're being so positive to the actors and all of us musical directors through all of our bumblings and things. Mom?
And don't you adjust somehow or other when the lyrics are forgotten. She doesn't panic for 1 minute.
She always laughs at every joke, even after hearing it 1,001 times, all through rehearsal and production.
Her constant flawless technique with a sense of musicality, no matter how poor the lousy pianos are, electronic, 3/4 keyboard, out of tune, upright, etc., etc.
And of course, if you heard all the additional rehearsal times before any sort of rehearsal or any time of production or also auditions, she was always there inviting people to her house or going to their houses to play for them.
And you remember those thousands of recordings that you made for the choreographer, especially Anything Goes.
And of course, her ability to follow us quirky conductors and musical directors when we're so nervous opening night. So thank you so much on all of us, on behalf of the musicians in the orchestra and of those of us at the podium. Thank you, Kathy.
I thought you might enjoy finding out whether this was a surprise. And in fact, it was a surprise. Wow. So Kathy was told that she was coming to hear the Center Streeters, which for those few of you that aren't from Dover, that is a local, worldwide known singing group. So that's what Kathy thought until 20 seconds before we came through the door. So as we came up the driveway to the church, we passed a couple of parking places, and as is her wont, she told me to park in those parking places, and I kept on going and pulled into a reserved-only place. And she said in a fairly strong voice, "Wally, what are you doing?" And I said, "Well, get out of the car and I'll tell you." I wanted her out of the car so that I had some control over her. If I put her in the car, she might not get out. So we got out of the car and I told her that things aren't going to happen quite as you had thought they were. This is not a Center Streeters event. So it is a Dover Foundation event, and they are honoring you. And fortunately, she smiled, and we proceeded onward. So I thought I would, and this will not take long, but I thought I'd tell you some of the reasons why we were successful in keeping this a secret. First of all, cooperation from everybody in the room, very much so. Secondly, Kathy is not a suspicious person. After all, in the 5th grade, she learned the hard way that Santa Claus did not bring the presents by the fireplace. In the 5th grade. Secondly, she's too busy to be suspicious. And thirdly, our personalities are such that we do not lie to each other, and we are not deceitful. Now, I've just been deceitful, so... And, in fact, I was deceitful once before, approximately, it was over 25 years ago, when I gave a surprise birthday party at our house. And the surprise birthday at our house demands deceitfulness. And in fact, there's several people in the room that were co-conspirators, Linda Fail and perhaps Pooh Lockwood, I'm not sure, who were took Kathy to play paddle tennis in the evening and returned home, and Kathy found an awful lot of people and an awful lot of food in the house. So I do apologize to my wife. I apologize to my wife for my deceitfulness on this occasion, but the good news is it's not going to happen again for another 25 years. And it will be for an event that honors you when I do it again. So, Kathy did say some of this, but thank you so much to the foundation. Yeah, that's right. So, thank you so much to the foundation and all the people that have worked so hard. This has been going on for over 6 months, and there's been an awful lot of work, and we've seen the talent, and so thank you so much. And as Kathy said, the foundation has been a significant part of her life and my life too, and I just love the shows. So thank you very much for all the work. We will remember this for all of our lives. Fortunately, we have, I think, 2 sons. Chris is here, and Dave, are you here? So they have come up from Washington, D.C. for this event, and that's some of the deceitfulness involved. And there's probably more deceitfulness that you'll discover in these shows. So thank you so much to the foundation and to Sheridan. And Sheridan had a team of 10 ladies, I believe, that formed a committee. And if they could just raise their hands so we could give them a round of applause. 10 ladies on Sheridan's committee. Thank you so much, Sheridan, you're terrific.
Keep the secret. Ladies and gentlemen, before we sing our final song, Ebonies and Ivories, are you on the move? Thank you. We would like to thank all of you, though, all of our guests tonight, because if you hadn't been here, this event would not have been as special. And please leave a note for Kathy. Over on the bulletin boards, you can see the display. If you leave a note, your note will become part of a very special memory album that will contain pictures from tonight, the lyrics of all the songs. It will be something that Kathy will cherish forever. And we are leaving blank pages at the end of the book for all of the musicals yet to come. And now, before we hand over the rest of the evening to food, drink, and socializing, we have one last song for Kathy, and we are being joined by some very special guests via satellite.